Well, both of us.
I'm starting it here. We're just gonna fucking go.
Oh, okay.
It's already going?
Yeah, we're good.
I guess we're already just
Situated.
We don't have a topic, right? We're just bullshitting.
Yeah, I suppose.
Bullshit
I mean,
the podcast.
we kind of have to.
Fuck.
We definitely have to like set up like an intro or something along those lines, or like.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Do the Sticks Click podcast, episode 2. I am your host, Nick S. I'm here with Brandon. Oh, my shoes are probably in the way of the microphone, huh?
Yeah, they are. Maybe you should take your feet off the table. Yes, you are here with Brandon. Hello, I am Brandon.
And me.
You gotta be louder.
And me.
Too loud.
And me.
Not enough loud. That was
And me.
wrong.
And me.
Yell.
And me.
Hi, Mom. We being too loud?
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
I assume Gene is here sleeping.
No, he's not. He's with his girlfriend.
Oh, then make noise.
Great.
then make noise. Okay. Cool. All right. We got the approval. We got the go-ahead.
I'll be
boys.
right back.
What are you doing?
He's gonna get his trumpet so he
No.
can make more noise.
Nope.
Harmonica?
What are you?
Cymbals?
Okay, there goes one of us.
All
Okay,
right, Brandon.
good start.
Let me say something.
Yes.
Me and Damien,
Okay.
we had a theory.
Okay.
After seeing Joker get into Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me go on a tangent.
Let
I
me
think it's
mute my
hysterical.
phone.
Yeah, I mean, my phone's unmuted, so if someone calls me,
Maybe you should do that.
why? Maybe I'll answer it in the podcast.
Okay.
Someone gets to hear a nice, fun conversation.
All right.
So,
So
Nick Savarese, we have your test results back. Oh, good. What are they? They're positive. You test.
you have hepatitis.
Oh, gee, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not finished. Gonorrhea, diarrhea. Yeah.
Okay. So the
Joker was announced
Yeah.
for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Mhm.
And I think it's hysterical how Nintendo keeps stealing PlayStation characters. We have Snake, it started in Brawl, Cloud for Super Smash Bros. 4 Wii U, right? And now Joker for Smash Ultimate. And somebody had a good theory, I don't remember his defense for it, but a really good theory of Lara Croft getting in the game. Yet another PlayStation character. And I wonder...
Lara Croft.
Yeah, Lara Croft. And it seems completely unexpected, doesn't it? Makes sense. Joker was unexpected. And another theory. What other genre? No, excuse me. What other series has just come back recently? Devil May Cry.
We all kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I've been speculating about that. It definitely doesn't really make all that much sense. Well, actually no, because
Joker
they stole Capcom
Yeah.
characters too.
You're right.
They got fucking Ryu and Ken.
And you know why Joker actually
is
does?
Bayonetta also Capcom? I think
Bayonetta
she
is Sega.
She's Sega. Okay.
Sega.
You know, I keep forgetting that.
Because it's so similar.
Doesn't
I'm just
even-
like, Capcom.
It doesn't even, like, ring me as a Sega character.
I know, right?
It's kind of
Very
off.
not Sega character-y.
Do you
Yeah.
know why? It's because Sega, when Platinum Games was first starting out, Sega published a bunch of their games. So I think Sega has some ownership over Bayonetta. Apparently Nintendo also has ownership over Bayonetta. So it's like half and half, Sega and Nintendo working together.
Yeah.
So I think it's really funny, which is actually why Joker makes a lot of sense to be in, because Sega owns Atlas.
Yeah. You were talking about that when we were on the ride home the other day.
Yes.
When, was it the ride home? Well, no, we were going to my place. I think.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
the conversation that matters, not where it was.
I'm just context.
Context.
But you were talking. I
sensitive.
forgot who you were talking to it about. But you were saying that. I think it was Tom. You were telling him that Sega purchased Atlas
A few years ago.
a few years ago, and it was kind of like a under the rug kind of thing.
Matt, because Matt was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh, it was
That's
Matt.
what it was.
It was Matt.
Square
That makes
Enix
sense.
owns Crystal Dynamics, who make Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Now
So,
it makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But Lara Croft seems kind of like a weird put in for that. I wouldn't.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bayonetta did?
Well, I mean, Bayonetta has like the flips and the kicks and like the crazy shit.
Lara
Yes.
Croft has guns.
After a character has been put into Smash Bros, they make sense in Smash Bros.
It's
Before, they never do.
It's
'Cause
true.
Lara
It's actually
Croft
true,
just-
though.
I don't see it. I think I would not be happy with that. I don't think I would. I don't think that's a good idea.
I wasn't happy. I thought Cloud, I was like really shocked and I was excited in the moment, but I didn't really care, all things considered, because I wanted Cloud for PlayStation All-Stars. He's a
Yeah.
PlayStation character. It's like if you put Crash Bandicoot in Smash Bros. That's gonna be like great. I get to play as Crash, but I'm like I would much rather him be in a PlayStation game where he belongs.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. But I had the theory, okay, so maybe we'll get Nero because Capcom is still working
Probably.
with Nintendo.
That'd be cool.
And,
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Speaking of Nero, just ever so slightly off topic, I
Yep.
played the Devil May Cry 5 demo.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Good and bad things, I have to say.
Let me hear.
really?
I am obsessed with the new Devil Bringer mechanics.
Good.
Holy shit, that shit's fun.
That's
Oh
good.
my god, that is insane. Cause like, they don't really show off the agility Devil Bringer in the trailer. They show off the blue one a lot with the big hand and the explosions and shit. They show off the green one's like charge where it like disposes of itself, where it shoots the giant fucking laser out of his hand. Let me just elaborate on the mechanics a little more. Each one has a couple different moves. You have your stationary B move, which is the giant hand, and for the agility one, it's just kind of like a force push. It's kind of the same thing, but it's a little less damage, and you can deploy it quicker. The aerial for the blue one is the same thing, the giant hand, and the aerial for the green one, it kind of launches you forward like an aerial dash, which is really fucking cool, and you can just do it continuously, like, over and over. You can fly with this shit. It's ridiculous.
Wait. So if I get you right,
Yes.
if I stop you for a moment.
Yeah.
It allows you to fly forward really fast. This is the aerial. Forward aerial. Nero for Smash Brothers.
Nero for Smash Brothers.
Perfect.
Yes. But
He has the moveset.
But that I thought was so fucking cool. Like it's like a gust of air, just like choo choo choo. It's really fucking sick. And you guys can't picture what I'm doing because I'm like moving my hands around and shit, just trying to demonstrate. But if you played it, you understand. And the charge up thing, they made a really cool addition to the game that makes Devil Bringer like either a one use kind of thing, or it's like you gotta pick when you use it, because you could either hold it and charge it to do a special move, which is the where it's the blue one. He punches them and disconnects his arm, and it turns on a bomb in the arm. And the green one, it shoots a giant laser and then it explodes afterwards. But if you're just doing the normal B moves, like with the dash or the giant hand, if you get hit while you're doing it, the hand breaks. And then you only have 4 charges of each one. So you have to like kind of pick and choose when you're using it. I thought that was really fucking sick.
But what did you not like?
Bang
bang, pull my devil trigger.
No, the song's really cool. About the demo in particular, there really wasn't a lot of combat in it.
There was
honestly.
about 15 enemies and a boss.
Yeah, literally about 15 enemies and a boss. The boss was really fun, don't get me wrong. The boss encounter was cool as shit. But the enemies were kind of lackluster. There wasn't really anything to them.
Really?
They honestly one of them very much reminded me of the flying Cupid thing from DMC Devil May Cry, which kind of annoyed me, but you know what? I got over it. It wasn't really anything crazy. But what I really didn't like, maybe they're still tweaking it, but the sword play is a little sluggish. It's definitely slower than it was in Devil May Cry 4. And
You remember I had mentioned, because I was talking about this to Damien, and I looked at Devil May Cry 5, and I thought, man, this looks a lot slower. Are they taking inspirations from Dark Souls, like Sekiro, what was it, Shadows Die Twice is doing, like Code Vein is doing, like, and I'm like, oh shit! I hope they don't try to make a really fast-paced hack and slash like Dark Souls. Not everything needs to be like Dark Souls.
no,
Make it go fast.
I noticed that. I noticed that myself. The combat, that one combat encounter I saw was kind of slow and involved a lot of dodging and waiting.
It did.
Even Crash Bandicoot. Everyone's been saying it's the Dark Souls of video games, of platformers, right?
Not Dark Souls?
I'm just being stupid.
I was
I was gonna say, like, not Dark Souls?
I was gonna say, so it's not Dark Souls.
Correct.
But when I was using the swords, it felt weird. I just found money in the pocket.
I
No
forgot.
big deal.
Gene gave me $25.
Well, I gave your mom early rent. Plus 100 for
Oh.
Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That's a nice guy.
She was happy about it.
That's a boss.
But the swordplay, the combos still work the same. Stinger still works the same. Well, Streak still works the same.
Streak.
That's Nero's version of Stinger. All the
Okay.
combos themselves still work the same way. The lock-on function's a little wonky. Maybe they're gonna tweak that. But I'll elaborate on that later. But the actual swordplay is like they slowed it down, and it feels a lot less weighty than before. Like every time you hit something in Devil May Cry 4, it feels like you're really hitting something hard.
I noticed that. It looks like that.
It looks like you're hitting something hard, especially when you're using the EX gauge, the motorcycle rev on his sword.
Dude,
everything just gets so much more
There's
impactful.
hit stun and impact on everything. I know.
Yes.
Like the more enemies there are, the longer the hit stun too. So it feels like you're really cleaving through people.
Yes.
It
It doesn't feel that way in this game. The slices just kind of slice through enemies. There is a little bit of hit stun, but you do kind of just swing through them, not swing into them.
Yeah.
And the EX gauge, they start you off with 2 instead of 3, which I think is a neat addition. I don't particularly mind it, but I wonder how they're going to make that more upgradable and what they're going to do with that. That's a little concerning, but it's not really a huge issue. But that aspect, the EX combos, actually hitting things with that, felt really disappointing. It felt like it just fell flat. Because you've played a little bit of Devil May Cry 4. I don't know how much you've played of it. But when you use the EX meter to make your sword on fire,
yes,
it feels... It's a big benefit to your combat. It makes you just do more damage quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel that way, at least from what I felt in that. And I played the demo like 3 fucking times last night till like 4 in the morning.
It's no bueno.
It's no bueno. I don't like it.
Oh no.
It was weird. And they introduced a new mechanic with the guns that is, well, with at least Blue Rose. You know how in Devil May Cry they have like the charge shot in 3 and 4, how you can hold the X button and then your gun starts sparking, you do more damage per shot for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, this is you're gonna reference that pistol thing, right?
Yes.
For some reason, whenever you hold it, right, you load your gun. When you release it, it fires the first burst.
Yes.
There's no way to stop it either.
You cannot stop it.
It's annoying.
But that's one thing that it bothered me, but I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll get over it. The charge shots that you reload, where you shoot both of the bullets at the same time, they do a lot more than the regular pistol, enough to make it like, okay, why am I using the regular pistol? Because you're sitting there and you're shooting it, and the regular pistol just feels like a pea shooter. It doesn't. There's nothing to it. It just.
A pea shooter.
It's like do compared to the cannon fire that is the charge shot. It's stupid, and I'm just ranting at this point. But
keep going. It's great for airtime, right?
I'm just ranting at this point. But the last thing, and the thing that bothered me the most about it, was the way they make the camera work. In the trailer and in the gameplay reveal, it looked fine.
Oh no.
They were controlling it well in the gameplay reveal. I was having a hard time looking at what I was hitting because of this camera.
Oh no.
It's almost like it's too buttery smooth.
Can you fix the camera by chance?
No, you can't. Even when you lock on.
What?
Like, you'll be hitting an enemy, like, say it's the boss, and you have yourself locked on, and, okay, don't fall there, guy.
Hey. Okay.
If you break anything in my room, I will send you to your doom. You'll be dead on the floor, covered in red. That's your blood on your head, out your nose, out your ass. I'll cut your fucking throat with a shard of glass.
Nick, my blood's not red. Don't be absurd.
I didn't have any
What?
problems with the camera.
What?
What?
But like, say you're fighting that boss and you're shooting at this guy, and he has a couple of moves where he just kind of like runs at you really hard, and if he hits you, it hurts you.
Does a lot of damage.
It does quite a
lot.
significant amount of
That's a lot
damage.
of
A lot like Dark Souls.
It's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage!
Thank you, Phil Swift.
Sponsored by Phil
No,
Swift.
but I don't-
Sponsored by Phil Swift, not Flex Tape. Phil Swift.
What?
Just Phil
What?
Swift.
But
Maybe I'm not understanding the camera issue because it wasn't a problem for me.
when you were doing the demo,
Anything, yeah. I was just like, oh, this is great.
I was having a bit of trouble with it. Not gonna fucking lie.
I
I was
suppose
having some trouble with it.
you've had much more experience with Devil May Cry than I have.
Significantly more, but I'm used to. I didn't have any quarrels with Devil May Cry 4's camera. I thought it was very well placed in combat scenarios. How it just kind of like zoomed way back and you kind of got your whole field of view until you locked on, then it just like hyper speed locks onto whatever you're trying to look for.
I mean,
But the lock on, at least what I noticed, especially in the boss fight, when you're locking on and that dude runs past you, you're still locked on, but the camera's facing the other way.
okay. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Like, you are hitting something and you're not looking at it. The camera doesn't track what your character is locked onto.
That's
I
not
actually-
And
good.
that bothered me a lot.
That's not good.
I actually did find a solution to that. So when you lock onto a character, let's say they end up going behind you, there's this really neat function. There's another stick called
my
the right
God.
stick. You can use that.
But that
to turn the
eliminates
camera
but that
around.
eliminates the function of the lock on. I
Does it?
think
Because you're still locked on. You're
You're
just
locked
not seeing
on,
what
but
you're
you-
doing.
But, like, if you're doing, like, crowd control type moves where you're just, like, fucking spinning in place and hitting everything around you, there's no point to use the lock-on, and that's where a free-flowing camera works really well. Or in platforming, which is great, at least from the platform, the, like, 2.5 seconds of platforming they had in the game. It was functional.
Yeah.
But that really fucking annoyed me how it just didn't track the camera onto what you're locking onto. It kind of defeats the purpose, at least from my Devil May Cry eyes perspective.
Did you finish your rant?
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's not good though.
I
Damn
thought
it, no.
the boss fight was pretty boring.
I
It
would
was a-
have to agree.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough. The first area was a great area to have the boss fight. He was huge, and you were in a relatively small area compared to him.
Yeah.
The second area was pretty good when you were in that little building area that he kind of like blasts you into.
Mhm.
And the third one when you go flying out the window and it's just an open arena, that was way too big. Like I didn't get hit once in that area because of how large it was.
I got hit a ton. I just kind of sucked though, and I wasn't playing right.
Yeah.
I mean, also the fact that I couldn't jump again or dodge after I was already in the air. I had to just let myself fall. Usually by the time
Well,
I
there
fell
was air
halfway,
hike.
didn't get-
Air hike was in the demo. You got air hike.
and just zip away.
Well, you can air hike, and which is the double jump in Devil May Cry.
Well, I did that. Yeah.
And then you have the grapple hook, but you can only grapple hook to enemies.
Yeah.
So
That's what got me hurt a lot. I would say.
I was just on top of him the whole time.
Yeah. No, I was under him a lot. He stepped on me a few times.
Yeah, like
That
I
boss
learned
fight-
from Burial in Devil May Cry 4. Stay in the air. Don't be in front of him or underneath him, because he will fuck you.
What, this guy, he does that fucking tornado chest thing.
That got me a couple times.
Yeah.
That got me quite a few times. But that's where I really like the breakaway function of the Devil Bringer. You could sacrifice one of your slots to just stop them from hitting you.
I didn't know that.
I took about maybe 20 minutes to just read through all the abilities, see what, because I'm a fucking nerd. Just to see what everything did. And there's a breakaway ability where, say, you're getting comboed to shit. Nero literally, if you press the left bumper, he just kind of sticks.
That's what that does.
Yeah,
I thought it was just to sacrifice it so you could go to the next one.
So, like, if that dude catches you in that tornado thing and he starts sucking you into his chest, if you hit LB, you just kind of pop out of it. Literally, it just explodes and you just kind of, like, fall to the ground and you're fine.
Dude, that fucking arm of his is amazing.
It's so fucking stupid, but it's so good.
How does he get the arm?
He gets his arm ripped off in the trailer.
And then somebody just makes him a new one?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why I built him that well-functioning arm. To kick Damon ass!
She's hit or miss.
She's very hit or miss.
Yeah, a lot of people like her. A lot of people really don't like her.
I don't like her.
Honestly, she doesn't really bother me, but I haven't seen enough of her.
Yeah, I
haven't seen
more
enough
stuff.
of her to tell.
I feel like she's trying really hard to be a cool person.
I mean, she seems pretty cool. She made a robot arm.
If she was a
giant lasers.
If she was a real person, I think she'd probably be pretty awesome. Problem is, she's not a real person. So
Yeah,
she's
surrounded
like
by
this.
a lot of awesome. She's surrounded by 5 people that are twice as awesome as her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you're just kind of there. You drive the truck. What's the dude from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that just drives around their van?
Casey Jones?
Casey
fucking Jones does nothing but be their fucking limo driver.
He was cool though.
He was cool.
In the original, apparently he was a bad guy, and in the season 2, the one we grew up with, he was a bad guy. Well, bad guy, quote unquote, became a good guy.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of there's just some ripped dude going around in a hockey mask beating the shit out of criminals.
I am the knight.
I am the knight.
He has a golf club, a hockey stick, and a baseball bat. He goes, time to crack some skulls! And he cracks the skulls of several human beings.
He's a badass.
Just no big deal.
It was amazing.
He can fight using hockey.
And you know, in the game too, there was combos you could do. Like you could mix A and B to do different moves. Actually, it was just you press A like 7 times. But you could stop it basically anytime after 2. So you could do AAB, AAAB, AA, and you get the idea. And at the end, if you just kept hitting A, he would go, ha 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 ha, slap shot!
Slap shot!
And if you ran, you just ran forward, you hit the B button, he slid, and he just went, yeah! It's
Sounds a lot like somebody I know.
Who's that?
I wonder.
Yeah, I wondered too. Anyway, going back to Devil May Cry. I thought the boss fight had a lot of nice gimmicks, but not a lot of fun ways to fight him. Because effectively, it was just, it hit him. That's all it was. Where some bosses, they have a weak spot. Or
I figured he would be like the first boss, where it's
Well,
like, okay, yeah, you're there.
Yeah, but
he's welcoming you to the game.
Still, but I wish there was something more unique about fighting him as opposed to just, oh, look at his moves. Because it's like, well, when you really break it down, that's not that creative. Because look at all the moves I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also do kind of miss the Devil Bringer like grab things that you were able to do in 4.
Well, I mean, you can still grab enemies and do stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not really the same way. Because, like, during boss fights, there would be certain points in the boss fight where, like, they would get staggered, and then you could just fucking wail on these bitches.
Mm-hmm.
If you grabbed them with Devil Bringer, you just rip people to shreds. It's like, fuck them up. You're done. Like, you drop your guard, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you for a solid 25 seconds. Give or take.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose. Well, you know what? You never know, because that was just the demo, right? So when the game comes out, you might be able to do more stuff. Because I think even with Red Queen, they limited the charge rate to 2. I think the 3rd one is capped. Do you remember that?
Yeah, in the EX thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, so I wouldn't doubt that other stuff is not available. And it looks like it's going to be early game, too, so...
Yeah, true. I assume that it is very early in the game. Honestly, I'm kind of expecting the first mission to, like, Nero still have his arm, and then you just fight, like, this stupidly overpowered boss, and then you have to lose to go forward.
It would be interesting if it was one of those things where you couldn't win, so it's like you could beat the guy, but the cutscene would still happen. I know they did that in, like, Resident Evil, where you could beat Wesker, and you would get, like, an achievement for it, or like, after the fight you get, like, a special weapon or something. So it's Capcom, so I wouldn't doubt that they might do something like that again.
Yeah.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Dante. He was the one that I saw the gameplay being really slow out of everybody.
Yeah.
Concern I have, right, again, the whole Dark Souls thing, but I know with Itsuno, he really likes DMC.
Yeah.
He was the one that created Nero. He originally wasn't going to put Dante in Devil May Cry 4. I'm wondering if he's going to try to make Nero look really cool, get the most development time in 5, be the fastest in 5, be the coolest, quote-unquote, and then Dante is going to take this slower gameplay approach in order to try to appeal to the whole Dark Souls thing. It's like, well, Dante's loved by everybody. Dark Souls is loved by everybody. Therefore, Dante will be slow. But
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, and he has a motorcycle. Dark Souls 4.
And see, at least
Dark Souls make
there
me
were the only really slow aspects to him was the motorcycle.
That was really slow. But did you see the one? I don't know the boss fight, but I think he had one boss fight. Might have been a mini boss. It just looked slow. Didn't look like really slow.
Well, I didn't watch any Dante combat trailers, at least for.
It wasn't a trailer. It's just like a 15-minute gameplay thing.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I only saw there was a small press conference. I don't know where it was or who it was with. But they were revealing a bunch of Dante's weapons and what his combos looked like against a single enemy. And they looked okay. I was really excited to see Rebellion be, relatively quick. It wasn't crazy like it was in 3 and like it was in 4. But Balrog looks really cool. Did you see which one Balrog was?
I
It's
have
the
not.
gauntlets and the gauntlets and the shoes. I want
The
to
fire gloves and kicks.
Yeah.
Fire judo.
Yeah, fire judo thing. I like the new approach that they're taking with that, having it be like, okay, you have boxing mode or kicking mode.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I
actually.
really like that.
Options.
Yeah, you have a lot of options, and the kick mode is like stupidly strong, and the boxing mode is like stupidly fast. Like, you're just fucking socking bitches left and right, like bobbing and weaving and shit, like like it's fucking sick. And the kicks looked really, really slow, but they like fucking one-shot bitches. So I'm excited to see how it plays out, especially from a gameplay standpoint, but we don't know yet.
Well, now what about V? You've seen V, right? His gameplay now.
No, actually, I haven't. I've honestly, I'm such a Devil May Cry fanatic, but I haven't really been keeping up with any of the stuff they've been dropping with it. Like, I didn't know there was a demo until you told me yesterday, and it was out for like a day already. And I'm just like, huh? So I downloaded it,
What?
brought him home, and played it for like an hour straight.
That's why you gotta keep in touch with things. This is how you know you get the good shit.
Yeah, true. I just don't.
Actually, what was that? 2 days ago?
Was that 2 days ago? No, that was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
That demo.
because we went back to my place and we were fucking around with Smash and Titanfall and shit. No. Yesterday was when we did the Smash D&D.
And we had Red, White, and Q.
Yes, so it was
2 days
2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
That means 2 days ago was what, the 13th?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was my day off.
So
No,
we go
that was the day I
back.
called out.
6 days. It was out for 6 days when you finally found out it was out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got announced at the Game Awards. Exclusive demo for the Xbox. Well, because you haven't seen V, I could kind of explain what his looks like, but they haven't shown it off too much. He looks like he can actually attack, but he has animal summons, like a crow and a panther. Like, he looks like a summoner, right? you're like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm very concerned about this, but go on.
Well, I know in the gameplay trailer, he was shown just walking a lot while those things were attacking, and I'm curious, that either has to be the player inputting stuff on a controller, because, I mean, if that's just auto-attacking, that's going to be boring, which I'm a little doubtful it's just auto-attacking, and I feel like maybe you hold one of the triggers to do one thing with one monster, and then you hold, let's say, the right trigger to do another thing with another monster, stuff like that.
That's really complicated.
It is really good. I don't actually know.
We haven't been able to play him, so we don't know how he plays.
But I'm concerned again with 5 because 5 looks gorgeous. Right? I'm concerned that they might go spectacle over substance because I've seen that with a lot of games. You remember Sonic Forces? Looked gorgeous. You remember Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Flashy as hell. Look at all the new changes we've made, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it's a lot of flashy over actual substance because in those games there's not as much as you thought there was.
Yeah, it just looks really good.
Yeah.
That was a big thing that a lot of people had problems with Devil May Cry 4 because even on playing it on the 360, it's still a phenomenal looking game.
Yeah, and that was
it looks gorgeous, but as you said, I believe it was 2 days ago, you said that the game's half fucking finished.
Yes. Well, I mean, Devil May Cry 5 doesn't look like that's what it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be a fully fleshed out game. I mean, again, we've only seen so much, so the concern I have, again, when you see less, there's less to be offered. And I know backtracking is nothing new to Devil May Cry, but I'm wondering how much backtracking they might use to pad out the game. Because there are 3 playable characters, right, as far as we know of. So maybe you'll have to play every single area several times as each character.
No, actually. I was speaking to Damien either yesterday or the day before.
I think I know what you're going to mention.
How you can see the other characters going through the levels alongside you in certain areas.
Yeah, and then there's also some missions apparently you can choose what character you want to do it with. But I'm wondering, you might end up doing those areas as every character anyway because you have to upgrade them or you need to upgrade them or something, you know what I mean?
I suppose.
I mean, again, we don't know, but it's getting close to release date, and the fact that we don't know so much still, seemingly, because I haven't seen too many unique-looking areas.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, which for me is a big concern because that's exactly what happened with Sonic Forces.
And honestly, I don't know if you noticed this, but in the demo, it's a lot of darkness.
A lot of darkness.
There's a couple of really great looking set pieces in that demo, but by a couple I mean like 2, not
literally
like literally 2. The rest is kind of like, okay, back alley street. There's a car. Here's a patio with some plastic chairs that are destructible.
Those were so fucking fun.
I was so happy that was there.
I destroyed every single one of them.
Yup.
Destructible plastic chairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun?
Yes.
Yeah,
very fun.
You know, like the ones we got out in the front?
Yeah.
Imagine having a giant sword in real life and just getting to destroy those.
You're right.
That's what it was like.
It was great. And there was so many of them. There was so many.
You know what
that was after the room filled with the scythe demons from the 3rd game, right? Yeah, that was really fucking cool because everything in that room you could just blow away too with that giant laser. Because they're like, hey, you got a fucking laser and there's a lot of people in this room. Hint, hint. So you just kind of unload this fucking laser and demolish everything in this room and there's just scrap on the floor. I was like, huh, neat.
There were, before you go into that room, it looked like there was a very obvious cut of probably a cut scene that would have happened there.
Yeah.
So that was missing. I had never tried it. I didn't think this till now, but I wonder if the drop kick from 4 is back that Nero has. I didn't think to.
I didn't try it.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh my
think
god.
so either.
Because there's 3 levels of speed in this game, which is weird. That's new.
I didn't know there was 3 levels. I just knew that you started running pretty quick.
Because if you run for a certain amount of time and you don't let go, you'll do your jog, and then you'll start sprinting, and then it'll be like, woof, and it'll just start sprinting really fucking fast. It's like ever so slightly faster, but they just put wind effects to it, and it just looks cool. Yeah, it's like, you're booking, man.
You can see his individual hair follicles going at Mach 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't have long hair anymore, so I guess that makes it a little easier to deal with.
Have you seen... I showed you the pre-order costumes, right?
Yes, you did.
I wondered why Dante got the new Dante outfit, the Dante,
Yeah.
when it would have fit better on Nero. It literally would have been new Dante, just with white hair.
And a robot arm.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that actually would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, like putting the Union Jack on it and everything, like doing the whole 9 yards, but they just kind of stuck it on Dante. And
it looks weird on him.
It looks kind of weird.
Because I don't even know what to call it necessarily. It kind of looks like that kid from the Breakfast Club, like the bad boy, the juvenile kid. Maybe if he was like more greaser, more black clad.
You want to know?
But this is an old man who's dressed like a greaser.
You want to know what I thought?
What is it, Fonzie?
Fonzie.
You want to know what I
Fonzie
thought
may cry.
instantaneously when you showed me that?
Happy
and
may cry.
His hair was brown or black, whatever the color was. What I thought would be something interesting, just to poke fun at who made it, Ninja Theory?
With DMC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just to poke fun at Ninja Theory is whenever you have that costume equipped, Dante drops into the map, and he's standing there, and he's like, fuck this, grabs his hair and rips the hair off, and it's just the white hair again with the black outfit. I thought that would be really, like, I just thought about that, I'm like, that would be really funny. I would like that.
Really nifty
That would entice me to use that outfit all the time, just to see that.
No, fuck this.
Just rip off like a black wig.
I remember when me and Damien came up with what they could do for a trailer for Devil May Cry 5. This was just like as a teaser. They have it start up and they show new Dante, right? He's doing like spinning his guns, trying to look all cool, right? And it's like, it says Devil May Cry and has 2 in the background, right? And then what happens? He's looking all cool. He gets shot in the back of the head. He falls on the ground. Our good old man Dante walks up and he just kind of like pushes him out of the way with his foot, looks behind him, sees the 2, and he turns it because it was crooked and now it's a 5.
I would fucking die if I saw that shit.
But Mr. Itsuno likes DMC.
God, what a missed opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I played the demo. I really like the demo. I really like the Virgil DLC. I haven't played the full game. The story looks like I'm going to love it because it's going to probably make me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
What are you poking me for?
I need to go to bed.
No, don't go to bed.
It's the middle of the podcast.
It's
I know.
the middle of the
I
pod.
got up at 6:30, dude.
Yes.
I had to work 16 hours today.
I went to bed at like 6:30.
I went to bed on your mom.
Fuck.
Wait, do you have work tomorrow?
No.
Oh, good. Podcast time.
Yes, we are
That's
here.
not how it works.
Sleep later. The boys are home.
I'm falling asleep in the chair.
That's all
So
right.
sit up.
Yeah, good here. You want to slap it?
That knocked me out.
No.
That knocked me out.
Come back.
KO'd. K fucking O'd.
KO. Oh, speaking of KO,
Hey, prick.
What's up?
I hate you.
I'm going to tell the podcast what I told you and Matt earlier. That I
Okay.
thought, here's a really weird request you can ask your friends next time you want to make them really uncomfortable. Hey, man, could you massage my inner thighs with your palms?
Like real quick.
Real quick, help me out.
Even just hearing it a second time, it still makes me uncomfortable.
I just need to be a little warmer around the groiners area,
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable.
This was a PG podcast. It has now
Was.
been bumped up to a PG-13 rating.
I've been cursing my head off this whole fucking time. You think this is PG fucking... You think it is fucking PG?
Gee, cunt, I didn't know the fuck you were cursing. Shit.
You didn't fucking notice?
Oh, KO before. I was just
Okay.
thinking, it reminded me of something, that the GameCube has 3 games exclusive to it that all end in Melee, which are Super Smash Bros. Melee, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee, and Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
They're obsessed with the word melee.
Melee! Do the announcer from Godzilla was bad. That's why I said KO. He goes, KO! It's like the Duke!
Oh no.
I should tell the internet about my great idea. Gearbox Software ended up getting the rights to Duke Nukem from 3D Realms. And what they did is they re-released Bulletstorm with Duke Nukem in it, replacing the main character, optional, which I thought was the funniest fucking thing in the world. Because the game already was probably really good, even just with its own writing. But I love Duke Nukem, so immediately the game is like 100 million times better. And I thought, how can we fix Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry? We replaced Dante with Duke Nukem.
No.
What do you mean, no?
What do you mean, what do I mean? How would he fit in at all?
Does he need to? He's the Duke.
Oh my god. Nick. No.
I've got the best haircut here. Alright, well, I'm stronger than you. Well, you're a pussy. Well, I've got a bigger dick. Yeah, no.
I could see him being like a side character.
Imagine, what
like
is...
DLC, like Virgil's, whatever his DLC was called.
I have no idea.
It was disappointing.
Take the opening of Devil May Cry, where he's
In the
naked,
trailer park.
In the trailer park, Duke Nukem wakes up, no pants on, naked. Cat opens the door, looks at his dick. See something you like, sweetheart? And she says whatever. Wait, hold on. Are you 18?
Oh my god.
Come get some.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Okay, back to Devil May Cry.
Terrible.
It's great. I think it's a great idea. If we could put Duke Nukem in more things, I found a mod where someone replaced all of Big the Cat's lines with Duke Nukem in Sonic Adventure. I downloaded it. It was amazing. I had so much fucking fun. He's looking around for Froggy. He's like, oh shit. Fuck. God damn it. Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Oh, son of a bitch. What were you gonna ask?
I don't remember. Whatever.
I
Moving
feel like
on.
This is important. Let's go back. So,
I don't know what I was
Duke Nukem
asking.
and Devil May Cry. You're saying how that would work, and then
Oh, I was gonna say, does Big the Cat have any actual fucking lines?
Froggy, where are you?
I didn't know Big the Cat spoke.
Yeah, he's voiced by John St. John. Do you know who that is?
No.
That's the voice of the Duke.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. I'm 100% serious. I gotta find that frog. Ugh, I need a frog to squeeze.
What a missed opportunity.
What a badass choice. I wonder if how he feels about that. I feel like him voicing Big the Cat is like how Bill Murray looks back on voicing Garfield.
Yeah.
I mean, he did a great job, but I feel like he's probably not proud of it. You know?
Yeah, not anymore at least.
No, I mean, I thought that was a great performance. If Bill Murray made that movie.
Yeah.
I'm curious, because if there are going to be alternate costumes for Lady and Trish, we don't get to play as Lady and Trish, as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know.
But what are the alternate costumes for? But then I thought, well, V is a playable character, and he's not getting an extra costume. And Nico isn't playable. She's also getting an extra costume. So I guess it's like, okay, they're just costumes. It doesn't necessarily mean anyone's playable. I'm still really curious if Virgil's going to be playable, or if Virgil's even going to be in the game.
The speculation...
We can all say, oh, that was Virgil. Come on, guys. It just makes sense that he stole his son's arm, because it's...
We just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It makes a lot of sense, and it makes even more sense because we want it to happen.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that would be badass. Remember the idea I said me and Damien had where they're all getting their asses kicked, rebellion breaks, they're all on the ground, bad guy's about to do his big shit out of nowhere. Who steps out into the fray? It's fucking Virgil.
It's like, hey, yo, what's good, cunt?
The reincarnation of Virgil.
Yes. Hey, yo, what's good?
That's you. That's you at your stupidest. That's what you want Virgil to sound like.
Yes.
Hey, yo, what's good, cunt? Virgil, what up, Dante?
What up?
What's good?
With this Jack Potter, what?
Yeah.
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 Oh God, no!
Yeah! Come on!
Oh no!
But imagine that. Imagine you go through the whole game, play whatever. It's like 8 hours you play through, you get the final boss, you get your ass kicked, and then you just suddenly you're playing as Virgil. Like,
What's good, God?
What's good?
Just start fucking shit up like Virgil, like just wrecking bitches, taking names.
What the fuck would his theme be?
I have no fucking idea.
Maybe they'd bring back a classic song. They have I think you can swap out battle themes.
Really?
Yeah, because one of the pre-order things was themes from other games or songs.
Oh, that's hype!
Because you remember Subhuman with Dante, how terrible it was? They're
Yeah.
probably like, man, this is terrible! Or at least that's what everybody thinks. Let's give them the option to change the music.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Because it makes sense, too, because when Dante's gameplay, they had Devil Trigger playing. So, I would assume you'd be able to just swap themes out.
Yeah.
Out.
Like, I would be so fucking hype to just be able to swap out old music for the battle themes and just get, like, remastered versions, though.
Race through my father, blessed by the water, black night, dark skies, the devil's cry. Yeah!
Yeah!
I want to hear...
Breakdown!
Oh, God. I want to hear that song sung by him. That voice.
In that voice.
The devil's cry!
Oh, no.
Knowing Capcom, though, if he is playable, it'll just be as a DLC.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you never know when the special edition inevitably comes out, because...
Always.
Could you imagine if this game didn't sell well? What if it doesn't?
Honestly, it would kind of shock me. I would... Okay, wait. Let me rephrase that. Because Devil May Cry 4 was the worst selling
No.
out of all of them. if
3
I'm not
was.
mis- 3 was.
4 was the best, but not by a large margin, because... Well, I don't know why it didn't... It was the best selling, but it didn't sell as good, maybe because it was exclusive to PlayStation for so long? Oh, God. I'm, like, on the verge of hiccups. And the PS3 wasn't selling too well starting out. I think that was like a 2008 game, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was mid-cycle.
Yeah, it was, oh God, 2 sold the best.
It
was
did.
1.
Because the hype of 1 just, like, had it just go batshit.
And then 2 just killed the hype for 3, but 3 was like, man, this is great. And then 4 did even better than 2 because it went multi-platform.
Yeah.
But 5 is going to be, oh God, and then DMC, which didn't sell even 2 million. But then they released the definitive edition, which I think got them finally to 2 million sales. So I'm curious, will Devil May Cry 5 do gangbusters? Like, it's getting a lot of publicity. And you could just take one look at the game, you know it's quality.
Yeah, it's getting a ton of hype.
Yeah.
Because, like, people have been waiting for it. Especially after the... Let's call it the train wreck of DMC.
The bastardization of the series.
Yeah. Even more so than 2. In
Yeah.
my personal opinion.
Yeah, because
I would rather play through 2. Honestly, I would.
I don't know how I feel about that, because I remember the first time I ever played 3, I was like, this is really fast. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing still, and in 2, I didn't really know what I was doing. But
Didn't I tell you to play 2 first?
Yes.
And you quite enjoyed it?
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun in 3, just trying the beginning, but I still didn't know what I was doing. I was just mashing buttons. But at least in 2, I kind of got how simple it was. And then after I just played the original. Within the first, what did I do? I swung the sword. I'm like oh God, 2 sucks!
Like, the cutscenes, the first cutscene, you were like, okay, yeah, I see the 90s Resident Evil charm in here already.
Yeah.
And then you step onto the island, and you're on that, like, brown catwalk stone thing.
Yeah.
And you turn around, and you swing the sword once, and you're like, wow, I love this game already.
I remember insulting too. I said, wow, 2 sucks! So I remembered
just the
how...
weighty punch of the sword, not even hitting anything. Just the way it felt.
It was so good, it just felt so fucking good. 5 feels really good. 4 felt really... 4 felt good, but it felt very restrictive, I want to say. Kind of feels like, you ever pull a bungee, like a bungee cord?
Yeah.
You know how that feels good to do, but it's tight? That's how 4 felt to me. Like a bungee cord. Where it's like, okay, I can have fun with this, but it's like, you gotta put some effort in to have fun with it.
Put a little effort in.
Versus 1, it just was there. And 3, it seems like it didn't feel as good as 1, but it seemed like there was definitely more you could do with it.
Absolutely. Because I think 3 is like the happy middle between, I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's the happy middle between 1 and 4. It is in the middle, but it's like, it's got enough freedom, but it's still got like the weighty punches behind everything that 4 was lacking more so than 1 had. Like, I understand what you mean by the bungee cord thing, how like you have to, it's almost like there is a skill curve with Devil May Cry 3 and 4 because of all the combos that you can pull off.
Yeah.
There is definitely a skill curve, and that does limit the fun that you can have. But once you start to understand how those combos work and how you can string them together and work everything together, that's when it kind of, like, that's when it just takes off and it becomes its own special thing. 3 nailed that. 4 did it well, not as good as 3. Because everything, at least if you, like, there was, I'm trying to pick my words wisely here. There was a lot of freedom in 4 in terms of styles, just say in Dante's combat. That freedom definitely gave you a lot more options, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Especially considering how you could pick Swordmaster at the beginning of each level in Devil May Cry 3, and you know that's what you got. You work with the Swordmaster skill set and whatever weapons you pick too. And you just run through those, you get your combos, and you learn everything that Swordmaster has to give. Mm-hmm. And then in 4, you could just pick them on the fly. And you could string them all together, and there's so much going on, especially in Dante's area, where you're like, okay, what do I do?
Because not only does he have access to all the styles at the click of a button, he also has all the weapons.
Yeah. That's something that I feel definitely added. It added and took away from the challenge of 3. Because you could pick 2 weapons and 2 firearms in 3. That was all you had. And you could pick them at the beginning, and you could swap them. Maybe my memory is off, but I think you can swap them out at the, oh my god.
I know what you're talking about.
At the shrines.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what it's called.
Well,
The Divinity Statue.
Yeah, I think so, because you told me that like a few years ago.
I believe you could swap them out at the Divinity Statues midway through the game if you're like, okay, yeah, this isn't working for this round. But Dante in 4, he could just clink, 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 just switch back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's good, but like you said, there's a lot there. There's a lot of potential, but it's very limited, especially because of the skill curve it takes.
I don't know how the styles work in 5. I don't even know if there are styles for Dante in 5.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But you might like to know how the weapons work in 5, to where you can start a mission with as many weapons as you want. Meaning you can limit it just to 2 if you want.
Yeah.
Which not only adds the challenge, let's say, but let's say you want to be able to just swap between the 2 by just pressing, let's say, R1.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to press it twice to go to a certain weapon. Which
and
could screw up a combo.
Say you have your favorites. Like
yes.
if you love Rebellion and Balrog, or you love, I forgot what the motorcycle's called. The motorcycle.
Cycly! Dante's new best friend.
Yeah.
Come on, Cycly!
Let's say you like the motorcycle and Balrog, or the motorcycle and Rebellion, or Rebellion and the Faust hat that they revealed, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Let's say you like a combo between those two and you don't really want to fuck with the rest of them. You can just pick those two and you're done. That's all you got. I like that. And I like that you have the ability to add or subtract however many you want at the beginning of the level. But I think that's a very good addition, considering how many times I've selected the wrong fucking weapon in a critical point in the middle of fucking Devil May Cry 4 in a boss fight, or I'm trying to fucking start wailing on a motherfucker with Gilgamesh, and then I pull out fucking Lucifer, and I'm throwing swords that do nothing. I'm getting really pissed.
Sure, that must have been a fun experience, huh?
It's a blast. And speaking of blasts, fuck Pandora's Box! Fuck Pandora's Box! Have you gotten to that area of Devil May Cry 4? Have you played much Devil May Cry 4?
No, I've tried starting it a few times, and where's the furthest I've gotten? I remember getting the skull ball, but I think a level or two after that. I got up to the ice area. I got up to the frog. We stopped at the frog boss with the tentacles.
Okay, so you stopped at the second boss.
The sexy dancing ghosts, I think.
Yes, the second boss. Okay.
Yeah.
Pandora's Box is Dante's third acquired weapon, a third acquired firearm. You get Pandora's Box by beating the frog boss as Dante. It is garbage. It is a briefcase that can turn into 2 versions of the same rocket launcher. No, 3 versions of the same rocket launcher. I lie. It can turn into a giant shuriken and then a stationary laser beam.
Is it random?
No. The way you input the button combination is what determines it.
Gotcha.
So, I think if you do lock on forward firearm, it charges up the laser beam, and there's 3 tiers of the laser beam where light damage, heavy damage, light damage, medium damage, heavy damage, depending on how long you hold it. Lock on backwards B, or whatever the firearm button in that game is. You throw the shuriken, and then your regular one. You're gonna hate this, because I hated this part. The regular gun aspect of Pandora's Box was just 3 tiers of a rocket launcher. That was really loud.
Yeah.
It was 3 tiers of a rocket launcher. The first, one button press, you shoot 1 rocket straight ahead of you. And this is where you're going to hate this. You press and hold the rocket launcher, like the gun button. You hold it, and then you wiggle the stick. And then it transforms into a bigger rocket launcher that shoots 3.
You just wiggle it?
You just wiggle the stick. And then you wiggle the stick again. And then Dante literally gets into like a hovercraft surrounded by rocket launchers. Yes. I'm not fucking kidding. And you want to know what it looks like when you are doing this? Give me your fucking slide paper cane. If you can reach it. You want to know what it looks like when you're doing this? It's so...
Something lighter.
Okay. You want to know what it looks like when you're doing this? Because it looks retarded. You pull out the briefcase, you're holding it. It's retarded. It looks so stupid. It's actually painful to watch.
It sounds sad because the idea of being in a hovercraft surrounded by floating rocket launchers sounds pretty cool.
Maybe you shouldn't be spinning that around because you almost clocked me in the face for the 3rd time today.
Maybe you should kiss my balls, asshole. Hey, don't move. I'm gonna hook your door knocker.
No.
I got this. Trust me. Trust me. I lift it up.
This is really tumultuous.
I'm gonna get your head.
Oh,
I'm gonna
God.
steal your brain.
Ah!
Anyone home?
That was weird.
But I love that thing. I love messing with it.
Everybody does.
It's fun. Do you remember when I was playing Dead Rising 4 and they added the Capcom Heroes update, you could play as Dante.
Yes, I remember that. I do remember that.
Did I let you play that?
Yes, you did.
Did you have fun with that? I don't remember.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it.
It was really, really basic.
You can get like the Mega Man 1, 2, and shit.
You get Dante, you get Mega Man, you could get Mecha Zangief.
Mecha Zangief.
That was ridiculous. Tom, like, broke the game with that thing. It was not meant to be used the way he was using it.
How?
Something he doing, he kept, like, doing spins and then, like, another move right after it. And it just, like, kept clearing stuff, and I think it threw him up to other levels. He used the leap to get to an area where enemies spawn that you can't get to. So he literally broke boundaries of the game. I'm surprised he got back down. That was cool.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, so recap.
That is really close to my head.
Yeah, you have no idea what V looks like, but he's like a summoner.
I know what he looks like, but I have no idea what he plays like.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he had no idea what the gameplay looks like.
And he looks like a really skinny version of Kylo Ren.
He does.
And it's really bugging me out.
He kind of looks like a punk rocker version of Kylo Ren.
He looks like a retard.
Oh, that's nice. Tweet at Kylo Ren and say, this is you, but a retard.
This is you with fucking Down syndrome.
What's his name? What's the actor's name?
I have no fucking idea. That shows you how much I fucking care.
So tell me then, let me come back full circle, right?
Yeah.
Nero's a lot of fun. Right?
Yes.
He's basically Nero again, but with a different version of his arm. Dante, to me, he looks kind of slow, but to you, you've seen some stuff where he's really fast. And V is the summoning character. We don't know if we could play as anyone else. And the camera kind of stinks. It has that one lock-on thing you don't like.
Yeah. I'm not too fond of that.
But going all the way back, all the way to Nintendo stealing PlayStation characters, Devil May Cry being a PlayStation exclusive series for a while, what do you think Nero's chances are? It could be any of them. It could be V, Nero,
Bros.
Dante, getting in Super Smash Brothers. At this point, I firmly believe Nero will get in, because the whole idea of him pushing the passing the torch thing, right? He wants Nero to be the new Devil May Cry guy. Except after Itsuno's done, this is his last game, I believe, and he passes it off to someone else. So if this game is successful, I'm curious what the next director will do. If they'll continue with Nero, if they'll go back to Dante, if they'll make a Virgil game, a Sparta game, maybe they'll make a game about Nico, Lady, and Trish. You never know.
You never know.
Well, I guess, yeah, question both of those things. What do you think Devil May Cry's chances are of hooking up with Smash Bros? And what do you think the next Devil May Cry will be like without Itsuno? And without Hideki Kamiya, presumably, unless Capcom hits up Platinum Games. Because Hideki Kamiya was the guy who made DMC1.
Yeah.
And then left to form Platinum Games and made Bayonetta 1, 2, and now 3.
Yeah.
And Metal Gear Rising. And Transformers.
I'm thinking that the chances of Devil May Cry hooking up with Smash Brothers is probably a 60-40.
60-40.
Yeah, 60 yes, 40 no.
So what is your logic behind it? Because my reasoning is Capcom has already got characters in Smash Bros. And they're still working with Nintendo and things, and they were one of the people who supported the Wii U, especially for a long time, which says something.
Yeah.
And then unexpected characters getting into Smash, specifically those being stolen from PlayStation.
Well, I still think it's 60-40 because I think it's a hard press to see whether Dante or Nero gets in. I think that's the hardest thing that they're going to have to decide if they even choose to go through with it. It would be phenomenal press if they did. That would just set that game up to just gone. Like, that game is that game's going to sell record numbers.
Yeah.
Which would be phenomenal for them.
I mean, literally every time anyone from any game gets in Smash Brothers, the series immediately goes up in value.
Yeah, like instantaneously. Because it's so it gaps so many bridges between different, like, between different series, like, not series, between different genres. Because people who like to play fighting games not necessarily will like to play a shooter or a platformer or or a hack and slash in Devil May Cry's case. But I think that's pretty much going to be the hardest decision if they choose to go through with it. Who do they put in? If they don't put in both.
I'm a little doubtful they'll put in both.
Because they did that. I know that they're not DLC characters, but they did that for Ryu and Ken as Echo Fighters.
They did.
But
originally, Ryu was just in, though.
Yeah, Ryu was the only one in.
They didn't introduce Echo Fighters, which, let's be fair, it's just another name for clones.
Yeah.
When they introduced the concept of Echo Fighters wasn't until Ultimate, which is when they brought in Ryu, and which I find that whole concept bullshit anyway. It was just a way to get people to shut up, because you still have Isabelle, who's a semi-clone.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just, it's basically playing Villager.
I would have preferred if they had a similar thing to Isabelle with all of the Echo Fighters. Because I was extremely disappointed with how Dark Samus played out.
Yeah, dude, it's literally Dark Samus.
Dark Samus is so cool. And if they took even just a few of the moves that she can do when she was an assist trophy in Smash 4.
There was literally only 3 moves. And they would have all worked for Smash attacks.
Yeah.
The down spike things, the gun, the multiple shoot. And Matt was complaining they would have had
tri-shot.
The balance it. Yeah. But you know what that was? That move is literally a Mii Fighter move. They do not have to do that much work to bring it over.
Even if it's not a Smash move, isn't the tri-ball thing that she shoots out, doesn't that have the same range as Samus's neutral B? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm just wrong.
They're homing in.
Okay. Well, what they could have done is make it her neutral B, have it shoot out in a cone, and just have it do less damage.
Yeah.
Boom! Balanced.
I think it would have been great.
It would have been phenomenal, and I was so unbelievably disappointed by that.
Same.
They could have, like, honestly, if they did that, Dante and Nero could have been Echo Fighters in that regard, and they could have just had a couple of different moves.
Well, you know, at that point...
Because instead of having, like, say you would have, like, the side B for Dante would be a similar thing to, like, how Marth and Chrom and Roy have the combo. It would be the similar concept to that. And Nero's side B would be a grappling hook. Or the neutral B would be Dante's... would be basically copying fucking, Cloud's neutral B, where he shoots out the laser blast. Dante does that too, and they would just have that. And Nero's neutral B, if they were doing a new Nero, would just be the giant fucking hand. Like, it's not a hard concept to put into place and just have them have very similar moves otherwise.
I mean, at that point, I would say they're not clones. They're not even semi-clones. Because I know, if you change Dark Samus to the point where, if it's just those 3 moves, let's say the Smash Attacks or just 3 different specials, I would still argue that could either be a direct clone or a semi-clone. Because very little has changed. That's like Ken. Like, yeah, they gave his Shoryuken fire. Ooh, he's a different character.
Wow.
You know, I mean, literally, they took, remember Marth and Melee? Roy was just Marth, but with fire. And a longer neutral B. Yeah. And now they have Chrom. Chrom is literally just Roy.
But with Ike's up B.
And without the fire. So he's Marth? You know?
He was it's Chrom is Roy with Ike's up B. That's it. That's all he is.
And without the fire.
But he still does damage to himself.
But with the way you're describing Nero and Dante, I think they'd be different enough to where
Well, I
they
mean,
wouldn't be.
if
I
you're
think they're too
considering-
different to really force into that clone.
If
kinda area.
you're considering that Isabel is a not an Echo Fighter, a semi-clone of Villager, she still has enough different moves to make it viable in that regard.
I would still call her a semi-clone, if anything, because her movement, like, well, yeah, just in general, it just feels like you're playing a different Villager, right? Her aerials are all the same. Her down smash is the same. You know how Villager does the shovel, right? And I think it can plant you in the ground. Isabel's doesn't plant you in the ground. And it's just not a shovel. It's just a bucket of water. But it does the exact same thing. The stop sign does the same thing as the sparks, except I think it's just on a multi-hit. I don't remember what the side B is.
She has I think her down B, I think they replaced her down B.
It's a stop sign, right?
No, her down B is when she plants the fire hydrant in the ground.
Yeah, and it shoots up instead of sideways.
Yeah.
Like, literally, all they did...
Because they made that like a trip mine.
They just took villagers' moves and just repurposed them. And a lot of them work mostly the same way anyway. So instead of it being a side B goes sideways, it's the down B goes up. You know what I mean? The down smash is the same thing. All the aerials are literally the exact same. The up B is just the same, but worse. So... I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's like, oh, look at Isabel. See? Nero and Dante. I would still say they are far different. I mean, you could make them play the same, but then that's like Dark Samus and Samus.
Yeah.
Because realistically speaking, Dark Samus has a ton of unique moves, but they didn't give her all of them because she was an assist trophy. And if she was a full character...
now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that is... more correct, because you could work in Nero's EX gauge, making it similar to Cloud's limit, where if you down B 3 times, you get the full charge 3 thing, and your moves are a little different.
Yeah.
Like your up B does a spin and slams back down and shit.
I'm wondering how. Let's just say, just for the sake of it, it's Dante, right? Because they're both going to be fast.
Just for argument's sake.
Let's say it's Dante. A problem with new Dante being incorporated in PlayStation All-Stars was him being a hack and slash character and him having a focus on being able to get people in combos. Now you can get people in combos in, let's say, Smash 4. You get people in combos just normally in All-Stars. But he had a focus on like setting combos, which is annoying in a game like that.
Yeah.
How would a character like Dante, who's made to do a bunch of hits, cool characters towards you and stuff, how would he work in Smash Bros. Where it wouldn't feel like this is bullshit, this is annoying?
The combos would work. The combos would work similarly to, obviously, Marth and Kroms and Royce. But I think...
How? What do you mean, the side B?
The side B, stuff like that. But, I would think...
That's good. I didn't even think of that. I like that.
Yeah. That's what I said earlier. I mentioned that, but I guess, what's it called? It didn't process. But, so that would be certain combos. But, say, for, his million stab. Instead of having a... Well, he could have 2... There are 2 different, No, okay, now I got it. Okay.
The million stab, because he does the 2 hits and then he does a million stabs. That's perfect for AA.
Yeah. And now that I'm thinking about it, his combo would be his baseball swing with his fucking sword. He does the slash combo, quick combo slash that counts as 1 button press, and then he charges up and just does a huge final swing. That would be the end of a full side B combo. His up B would be just, a jump, his breakdown, that thing. Breakdown! Yeah. Hot slash! Whatever he does. Yeah! Pretty much. Yeah! What else would he have? His down B. I think his down B would make a very good use of either They could do two things with it. They could make it so that it does like a Kick 13 style attack. Have you seen Kick 13?
No.
Okay, Kick 13 is one of his combos that he's had in every single game that has the gauntlets, which is every game, but Devil May Cry 2. Kick 13 is like a quick little flourish that he does with his gauntlets, where he just does like a rapid kick that doesn't end with a crazy like launch, but it does quick successive damage. And it's just a kick flourish. That's all it is. It could either be that, and then while he's in air, it would be like a downward like flying kick, like a Ganondorf style or a Falcon style. Or it could be he kind of copies of Wario and pulls out the motorcycle.
That would be really funny.
That would be really funny.
I want to see him be able to pull it out, rip it in half, and punch people.
Maybe that would be like the end of a combo. Like instead of, you know how Wario jumps off the motorcycle, he can force himself to jump off the motorcycle, but if he does a certain button prompt, he ends it with like a swing, like a 2-hit swing or something like that, and that's it. Or he could just jump off and just let it go.
Could do that, yeah.
What I want to know, where do the guns come into play? Shotgun, obviously side smashes. Well, no, not even. Actually,
you know what would be good?
Shotgun would be his down smash.
Why not? Why limit the guns? Because he has the whole thing with switching weapons. So why not? You could make it so, let's say the attacks are in normal spots, but for the guns could be, let's say you swap the guns. Let's say B is to use your guns, but you hold B and you like open a weapon wheel or something.
Or you do it similar to how Shulk does it, where you just tap it quick, and then get to the one you want.
Well, they changed it to a weapon wheel. But yes.
Did they?
In Ultimate, yeah.
Not when I was using it yesterday. Maybe
Yeah.
I just wasn't using it right.
Maybe you can still tap it.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Unlike Shulk, you would be pressing the same button to fire them.
True,
Yeah.
true,
So
yeah.
if you have you go versus...
Yeah. Because I was also thinking they could incorporate... Ooh, I just got a really good idea. Okay.
Tell me!
Okay. His down smash would be his, like, one of his shotgun moves. It would be a similar shotgun move to what he does where he calls it the fireworks, where he spins the shotgun around himself and fires in all directions, but instead it would just... He would do, like just fire at the ground kind of thing. And that would be his, down smash. And upward, like in the air down smash, how they're slightly different when they're in the air. His aerial down smash would be when he flips upside down and does like, I forgot what they call it in 3. I think it's just a like rain or something like that, or some kind of rain, and he just.
Chocolate rain.
Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
Alright, go on.
Where he jumps up and he flips upside down and starts spraying at the ground upside down with his pistols. But other than that, I don't really know how the guns would work. Unless he does pulls like a snake and pulls the Catalina and fires that as his side B.
Well, I mean, I suppose there are a lot of creative ways you could go with it. Because even with Mega Man, what they did for all his copied abilities, instead of making it so that you swap them, they just make those his moves.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I really like that, how they did it.
Yeah.
So that could work again, too. But, I want, maybe even there's a way, let's say taunting. Taunting could change your styles. And that could change your actual moves. They tried
that would be a lot.
It would. They tried something like that in Project M, where a certain taunt, where it like did Samus's arm thing, it made an effect, so it switched to ice and fire. And
shit!
Yeah, it actually did change some of the moves, which I thought was really cool. So yes, well, that would be a lot. I think
actually,
that'd be pretty badass.
You know what I'm thinking? That would work because he only has 4 styles, so each taunt he does his, his style change.
Yeah.
And if he does Swordmaster, if he hits B, he does the Rebellion Sword Spin, the classic sword spin. Let's say for Gunslinger, he either pulls out the pistols, whichever one, he just fires in a direction, or he does the fireworks with the shotgun, just an area of effect kind of thing. What's it called? Trickster would just help him with recovery. It would just be a mid-air dash, that's it. Or like a dash of some kind.
Sure.
And then Royal Guard would just be a counter. Because he just...
So, he sounds like a character that
is broken.
Yeah, I was going to say completely broken because he has way too much depth to him to comprehend in one match. I mean, at the very least, you couldn't change styles while you're in the air.
Yeah.
Well, I think that'd be fucking amazing.
It would be so fun.
You talk about a creative character.
He would be so powerful. That he would have to be... He would have all that shit, and they would have to nerf his damage so hard because he has that much shit.
Especially because he's based on combos, too. So if you can get people in like legitimate combos, like Ultimate is designed against that, which I like.
Yeah.
But that would go against his very character. So now you would have to balance him being able to do combos, him not doing combos that are bullshit, him not having too much damage, but him having enough damage
to be functional.
Right, because he can't do super crazy combos. But
I think
man,
Nero's a
that'd be
better
fucking
option.
cool. You think so?
I love that Dante has all that, and we just kind of don't steal this from us, Nintendo, please. We just created your moveset for you.
I'll be expecting royalties.
Yeah, 5%, please.
Do you remember that phone call? Me and Matt and... Was it Lucas? Me, Matt, and Lucas, I think?
I'm not too sure.
I definitely know me and Matt called Nintendo. We were saying... We were telling them not to put fall damage in the game. We want Pac-Man and Goku. And then we took credit. It was like, Pac-Man got in the game. So that was because of me and Matt. We called up Nintendo. We said, we don't want fall damage, and we want you to put Pac-Man in the game. It's cool, too, because he was like, oh, could you put Kogu in? Kogu, do you mean Goku? He's like, yeah, Goku. And we were talking like we were a bunch of, like...
morons.
Yeah, it was great. You know why I called them?
Why?
I said, hello, I've got a problem with my Wii U. So what seems to be the issue? I was like, well, I was trying to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but it wasn't working. Why? What wasn't working? Did it give you an error? No, it said that this can't be read. I mean, I don't know what the issue is. I was just playing it on my 360. He goes, sir, you can only play Wii U games on your Wii U. No, it is a Wii U game. I saw it. It comes out for Wii U and Xbox. So I was playing it on Xbox. It wasn't working on my Wii U. No, sir, there are different versions of the game. Well, no, I know. It's not one. It's Black Ops 2. I have Black Ops 2.
Oh, my God.
I love playing stupid that someone actually has to do the job and help you.
Oh, my God.
God, that was so much fun messing with the rep. Oh, man.
That's terrible.
No, it was wonderful.
Oh, my God.
It was great.
But back to the topic.
Back to the topic at hand.
I do think that Nero would definitely be a more balanced character and an easy character to make, which seems like it would be Nintendo's move.
But who would people be more excited to play as? And,
Dante, all day.
So would people... I mean, granted, people who like Smash Bros. Would probably still buy the DLC because... I want all the characters. But some people, example like myself, I'm like, I don't give a shit about Bayonetta and Corrin. You know, it's like, oh, I don't care about Lucas. I'm not buying these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are plenty of people like that. But then you have Dante, and it's like, well, he's just very appealing in many regards, and having a very creative way to play.
Yeah.
I think that would be alluring beyond just, oh, look, it's Dante.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? I don't.
I don't think I've met many people,
Bam.
if any people, who didn't like Dante.
I don't like Dante. That stupid black hair and black coat of his, and...
No, you don't like Dante.
Who?
Who's that? He's a mistake. We don't talk about him.
Did you Capcom keeps trying to like promote that somehow still. Like they don't want people to look at DMC as a failure.
And it is.
It is, because they even gave that to Dante in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite as an alternate costume. New Dante, yeah. I actually thought it was kind of neat. And the same thing with this one, but here it just looks bad.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good.
They should have given it to Nero, because especially...
Honestly, it would have just made more sense.
Well, one thing, again, the whole pass the torch thing. He likes DMC. He wants to push Nero. Why not combine the thing that you like with the thing that you made? You know, but instead, no, keep forcing it on something that people don't want.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you, man?
Plus, it would have just made sense with the short hair.
Yeah, it would have fit perfectly. I mean, I guess not the red cream, but who?
Whatever.
So what? You know?
It's just an outfit.
Yeah.
Like, in perfect example, Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 4, there's Sparta outfits for Virgil and Dante.
Dude, it looks so fucking cool.
It really does.
It's greasy
And
sweet.
I love that Dante's is like normal. It's like Sparta as a human, and then Virgil's is like a corrupted Sparta, and it's just like purple skin and the veins and the white eyes. It's fucking sick.
I haven't seen Virgil's one. I want to see that.
I'll show you.
Don't show me now. We're on a podcast.
I know, we're still talking though. I'm gonna pull it up though so you can see it.
I'm upset that they didn't release 4 Special Edition on disc in the United States. It is in Japan. But that means if I
Yeah, it was download only. Yeah, now that I think about it.
Which really upsets me, because I like owning everything. I will pay the extra money to get a physical disc.
Yeah.
If it's $30 instead of $20, that's fine. Give me the option.
Yeah, like, I would honestly have preferred to get like a steel box for that.
Yeah, dude, that would have been awesome.
Dude, I had the steel box for
Devil May Cry 4.
Devil May Cry 4 when it came out.
I still have it.
Dude, it's so good looking.
It
Such
is.
a good looking box. But I would have paid for the steel box for that. For a special edition.
Fuck yeah.
Just to have like Virgil on it. Ugh! God,
Ugh.
nut.
I think probably one of the reasons they didn't is they maybe were concerned that it wouldn't sell super well. So now that they pay the manufacturing costs and then maybe have extras or something. Not as hype as I thought it was going to be. Maybe
It's
this-
still really cool though.
I don't know. He kind of looks like a gay vampire. Look at him for that.
Fagula.
Don't tell me. Look at his forehead, right? Ignore his forehead. Just look at his eyes and down. Don't tell me it doesn't look like he's crying.
I mean, yeah, it kind of does. Let me see if they have a Devil May Cry 4 version.
I'm gonna find it.
Alright, just put a 4 after instead of 3.
DMC4
Virgil costumes.
Virgil.
Because I know that Virgil has the super suit, which looks
Ooh.
badass.
There it is.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's it. Fucking sick.
It does look pretty fucking sick. What is this?
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the costumes.
Is it just Dante's jacket?
Mm-hmm.
It really does not suit him very well. It looks
No.
very silly.
They are twins, but some things need to stay.
Yeah, I forgot that they added it into 4 Special Edition too.
What?
Let me see if I can make this bigger.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Who's that in the middle?
Wait, what? I forgot that was a costume. Honestly, in that outfit, it doesn't look bad. It's not terrible, but just the concept I really hate.
Yeah.
But it's honestly not terrible. I really hate the Nero blue jacket. I don't like that.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
There's a Nero costume that looks really good that I use all the time. It's an alternate costume for him that's not a super suit. Nero costumes. Thank you. Which one is it? I really, if it wants to buffer, that would be nice. I really like that outfit.
Ooh.
That's really fucking cool, isn't it?
It's a mix of like all their outfits.
I
It looks
think
like to me.
it's so fucking good looking. Especially when you're playing. It looks so good.
God, this upsets me that 4 didn't come out in disc. Because I think if you get it from Japan, it's all in Japanese.
Yeah, it
Which-
is.
I suppose if you know Devil May Cry 4 or any of the other games, you should be fine.
Like me, if you know the fucking scenes word for word.
Yeah, and I mean, even because in the descriptions on how to use things, right? They show the button prompts and they show the directions. It doesn't say, if it says hold, you might already, okay, now this, Japanese bullshit means hold, okay.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even in the Devil May Cry 4 controls. It'll say what it'll do. It'll put Y, comma, Y, comma, Y, comma, dot, 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 Y. That means Y, space, Y.
See, that's amazing. I mean, unfortunately, I guess, wait, are the voices still in English? Or are they in Japanese too?
Probably Japanese. Because you can pick to put them in Japanese in the English version.
So I wonder if you can put them in English in the Japanese version. I mean, personally, I know, like Damien says, the Japanese love American culture. I think that's bullshit. I think the Japanese are so far up their own fucking ass. They really are. That's why they have the voices in, like, anime games set to Japanese in English territories. And why they don't bother lip syncing. And sometimes they don't even have English
Well, that
voices.
is certain companies. It's very
Specifically
specific.
Namco Bandai.
Yeah.
Actually, excuse me, Bandai Namco. When they first merged, it was Namco Bandai. Then they changed the name to Bandai Namco.
Because it rolls better. Flows off the tongue.
I think Namco Bandai sounds better. I go Namco Bandai.
Hmm.
You say Bandai Namco. I say Namco Bandai. Namco Bandai.
It doesn't really matter.
Well, you know what? How about fuck you? It matters to me.
Because
Okay.
what also kind of pissed me off with, speaking of Bandai Namco,
They did a lot. They're the new EA for me.
dude, fucking, I love Dragon Ball Fighter Z, but God, that lip syncing is god awful.
It is. They've been doing that for all their games.
Anything
Anything Japanese anime to English, it's all like that.
It hurts my soul.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, God.
What
it's
about
terrible.
that Android 21 voice? That weird screechy voice!
It's...
Sounds like she's like always on ecstasy. And she's like a
Yeah.
child too, she's like 14.
something like
A
that.
weird mix of a character.
And they're trying to, like, make it sexy.
There was just a funny thing I saw where they had, you remember Majin Buu, he has the kind of split jacket. There's a funny thing where she has the tube top and he's like, hey! And then there's it's like a comic. And then the next clip is her wearing the split jacket, like barely covering her boobs. And he's like, yes! Good.
Yes.
Okay, Devil May Cry 6. Because I want to talk about what Devil May Cry 6 could look like. I mean, obviously 5 hasn't come out yet, but what could it look like under a new direction? Where do you think is the most likely place for them to go? But also, what would DMC2 have looked like? And Damien just gave a simple answer. He's like, probably a lot like 5. Which I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense, yeah.
It's just the only difference.
Just the backlash was so hard that they're like, okay, yeah, we need to change a little bit.
Not even. Because apparently Capcom gave Itsuno free reign over what to make 5. You know what? He originally wanted to make DMC2.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The only reason he didn't is because Ninja Theory was now owned by Microsoft.
Yeah,
Which
they
I'm like,
bought that shit out. Thank God.
they would have added. There would have been a DMC2.
And I would have cried myself to sleep that night.
Because I remember, dude, how bad. Like, do you not learn your lesson after that? And I'm wondering if Capcom would have gave the okay, because at least it looks like it's a quality game still. And then they would have been like, great! You know, it makes DMC1 look better by comparison. And maybe people will buy that now and give the definitive edition a second chance. Which really angers me as a mindset because nobody wanted that to begin with.
Yeah.
So the fact that it might sell now, or the new one might sell purely because it's fun to play again, people already don't like these characters. And you have to do a lot to redeem them. And even if you do redeem them,
There's still
people
going to be a bad taste in their mouth.
yeah, especially since they want the old versions back. And it's like, I don't want your second-hand redemption attempt at a character I didn't like. I want Dante.
I want the character that I grew up loving
Yeah.
and am still looking forward to seeing in another entry.
But DMC6, because now Itsuno's going to be gone, so there never will be a DMC2. The closest thing you'll ever get is 5.
Good.
Although I don't think DMC on its own is a bad game.
It's funny because my brother agrees with you in that aspect.
Do you think it's bad on its own?
Okay, let me put a little context to this. My brother didn't play Devil May Cry for a long time. He played it.
Okay, wait. You didn't play Devil May Cry for a long time.
Like the original 3. No, the original 4.
So it's been a long time since he's played them.
Yes.
That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time since he played the original 4. He played them mostly when I was younger, and he introduced me to them, and we played them together. He stopped playing after 3, the original American port, because it was so hard. We could not get past a certain boss fight, Beowulf. Excuse me. Fuck Beowulf. Thank you. Fight me on that.
Jesus, Brandon, you're getting aggressive with the internet.
Dude, Beowulf in the original American port, especially when... y'all gotta remember, my brother was maybe 18 and I was 11 when we were playing this game. I was garbage at video games. And my brother wasn't much better than me because my brother isn't the best at video games. He tries and he's good at quite a few video games. But certain things, like, it takes him a while to pick up on video games. He has to play them for a while before he's like, okay, I get it. Like, it took him a while to get into Skyrim. And once he got into it, he, like, far surpassed me beyond that shit. Same thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I played, like, maybe a quarter of the way through the game, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it, it's fun, I'm kind of bored. And
It must not be that fun.
Well, I mean, it was a great concept, very well thought out, very polished game.
It's a good game, doesn't interest me enough.
Exactly. It's not my kind of game. Especially when I think of Assassin's Creed, I expect it to be a certain way. Black Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed game. Fight me on that. Black Flag is my favorite. Odyssey is my brother's favorite because he stopped playing Assassin's Creed when Assassin's Creed Brotherhood came out. He never played Assassin's Creed 3. He never played Assassin's Creed Revelations, and he never played Assassin's Creed Black Flag. He takes a while in between other entries of games just because he's an adult. He's fucking 31. He's a lot older than us. So he doesn't have the same interest.
But doesn't have the same amount of time either.
Also the same amount of time. And the same amount of patience. Back to what I was saying. We were both having a lot of trouble with that, with the Beowulf fight in the original port, and then we got the special edition when it came out for the 360. When the DMC HD collection came out with the special edition in it. And he replayed it, and he beat the whole game, and he's like, wow, that was a lot easier than I remember. And then I informed him about the Japanese port, yada yada yada. He didn't play Devil May Cry since the special edition, since the HD collection came out.
So wait, did he play 4?
He played 4 when it came out. The HD collection came out long after 4.
Didn't know that. I thought it was around the same time.
No, it didn't. The HD collection came out... No, we played the HD collection... Okay.
He played the HD collection, he played 4, and then he hasn't played Devil May Cry since.
Yeah. He didn't play he never played Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition on the Xbox One. He played it originally on the 360 with me.
Then the fated year of 2012 rolls around.
Give or take. And it was a long time before he played that, and then he played Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry. And he was playing it, and he's like, this is weird. I kind of like it, but it's weird. And then he played through the whole game, and he's like, okay, and I asked him, like, what do you feel about the game after he played it? Because I watched him play through the whole thing, because I had no interest in playing it, so I just wanted to watch him and see what his experience was. He said it was a pretty solid game in its own right. But when you think of it as a Devil May Cry game, that's where the story flips. Comparing it to other Devil May Cry games, it's not as good. But if you take that and take DMC Devil May Cry off the title, off the cover, and consider it its own game, mechanically speaking, story speaking, all that stuff, it's a solid game. And I can't help but agree with him. I hate the fact that it soiled my favorite video game series of all fucking time. I will never get over that. But I have to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I have to give it credit where it deserves. It's a solid game on its own. It plays well, it feels solid, but it's not the game I was looking for, which is why I hate it. But it does have its merits. I gotta give it that. But as far as a future for Devil May Cry, I do have to agree with you. If they gave him 100% complete free reign and he made Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry 2, I would have been disappointed, but I knew that there were people who would enjoy it. And I think that Devil May Cry 5 would have been similar to the final outcome of DMC Devil May Cry 2. But I don't know. I feel like there's so much different. They definitely borrowed a lot of things from DMC Devil May Cry 2.
Absolutely.
DMC Devil May Cry. They definitely borrowed a ton. But it's too different to say where I'm like, okay, yeah, that is a bona fide sequel to that series.
Definitely not. It's a direct sequel to 4 and a spiritual sequel to DMC.
Yeah. But as far as Devil May Cry 6 is concerned, quite frankly, I told you this the other day, I don't want to see it. And I said the same thing for Devil May Cry 5 because I was so satisfied with Devil May Cry 4 after my experience with it. But once I saw what they were trying to do with it, I got hyped again. That's kind of like how you were like, okay, yeah, Halo 3 is great. Halo 3... Well,
Halo 3 is one of the best games ever made.
Yes. Halo 3...
Right up there with
if
Halo 2.
If Halo 3 was the end point, I think people would have been satisfied. You would have been satisfied.
I still wanted a Halo 4. I still wanted to see more, but when I was a kid, writing doesn't mean as much in terms of having meaningful depth. I'm there more for the game. And obviously I like the story, but I don't know the true intricacies of the plot, of characters, of what death means, of the weight of things. As of now, right? Yeah, let's say they had never made another Halo, like that was a perfect ending to the series. But I wanted a 4 in terms of like I want to play more Halo. I want to see what they can do with Forge mode. You know, I want to, you know, I guess I wanted to see another game with Master Chief. I wanted to see more maps and stuff. Basically, I just wanted to see more. When they showed off Halo 4, I had no interest in it. Not that I looked at it and I was like, this is trash, or what the fuck, right? I wasn't at that age where I was cynical yet. I was just like... Which is funny with me, because if I look at something and I'm not interested, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
And not even that it's like really a terrible
It's going
game.
to be bad for you.
Yeah. It's just, I don't have an interest, that's it. If I see something and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta play this, I'm usually like super hype about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example. I know Duke Nukem Forever was like that, and I had never played a Duke Nukem game before, but I had experienced Duke Nukem in a lot of ways, and I just love the Duke. And Duke Nukem Forever is really just like an okay game, but I fucking love that game.
And you're one of the only people I've ever met who actually enjoyed it.
It's good.
but simply because of your experience with it.
Yeah. And you know how much I love the Duke.
Yeah, and I think that definitely made another impact for you. But
Wait, with Halo 4, we're getting off topic.
yeah,
What was I gonna say about Halo 4? What was your question?
my thing was,
Halo 3 being
you
a
were
solid
completely satisfied with how Halo 3 would have capped off the series.
It would have been a perfect way to cap off the series. Although I still would have liked to see more. If they had ended it there, I would have said this is a good ending. You know, I'm happy with this if this is the ending. Yeah. But I still want to play more Halo. I still want to experience more Halo. They could have taken a new character. They could have done something.
And as far as Devil May Cry 4 was concerned for me, I was 100% wholeheartedly satisfied with what I was given as far as the game was concerned.
Hey, Dante, will we meet again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to imagine. Nero didn't hear him, but he went, yeah. He's like, whatever.
The story, admittedly, the story it fell extremely flat. But that wasn't what made the game for me. The experience of being able to play a series that I was obsessed with in my childhood again in a better fashion, in a relatively better fashion, that is what made that game so perfect for me. And the story just kind of faded into the background. The story is what put me in the situations that I wanted to enjoy playing the game with. The story was just kind of like, okay, this is why you're here. Now do the thing. Yeah. I didn't care.
This is why you're here, right?
Yeah.
But it's more like, that's why he's here.
Yeah.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah. Well,
for those of you who couldn't see, I was pretending holding a controller. This is why I'm here. The story is why they're here.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I didn't particularly care about the story. And honestly, Devil May Cry has never been a story-heavy game. A story-heavy series. It has its story, everybody knows it, and it's kind of repetitive. Like, here's the big bad, you start here, he's up there, get there, kill him. That's the game. That's every single one. To a T, including 2. That's how it is, and that's how they've always been. And I'm expecting Devil May Cry 4 to be Devil May Cry 5 to be the same way.
Devil May Cry
HD collection.
Deluxe. Super Ultra Devil May Cry Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
Imagine hearing that come out of the fucking wispy voice.
I would love that.
But I would have been completely satisfied leaving it at Devil May Cry 4 because of my personal experience with it. As far as a story is concerned, the way they left it on that kind of cliffhanger, it's like, okay, will I see you again? Meh. That's where it kind of left that little, like, okay, I kind of want more, but considering how many people hated the way Devil May Cry 4 turned out, I was like, okay, I want to see what happens, but I don't want to see them fuck it up more.
The best video game endings seem to always do that. They have a nice little resolution, but there's that tiny little bit of, like, will there be more? Devil May Cry 4, will we meet again?
Meh.
Waves doesn't really answer him. In Halo 3, he goes, wake me when you need me, and then goes to sleep.
Yep.
You have at the end of Sly Cooper, Bentley says, he's like, only time will tell, and I'm building a time machine to find out. But at the end of the credits, you see Bentley, and he's like zooming in at Sly, right? He's with Carmelita all dressed up nice in the balcony, turns to the binocular, winks. That sneaky devil. And it's like, there's more to Sly. He's still there, you know?
Yeah. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Devil May Cry 3 did that as well. Devil May Cry 3 did that as well, because you go through the whole game and everything's done, and that's where the Devils Never Cry fucking mantra came from.
Yeah, he goes...
They're standing in the rain at the end, yada yada yada, spoilers. Spoilers for a game that's
we're-
fucking a decade old.
Well, I mean, it's still a spoiler.
Yeah.
But that's where he gets the name of the shop.
That's
he
also
starts
where he
off,
gets the name
what
of
am
the
I going to
shop.
call this place?
Yeah. And at the end, Dante's sitting there in the shop. He just opened for business. And the phone rings. He picks it up. Says, Devil May Cry. And that's it.
Devil May Cry.
And that's it.
Badass ending.
And that's probably that would probably be the cap off. That would be like, okay, yeah, the series is done. That's it. I don't want to see more. I kind of want to, but I'm happy with where it is. And that was where Devil May Cry 4 left me, just like I said, through my experience. But
You mean the cinematic genius in Devil May Cry 2 didn't leave you just screaming to see more? A false coin for a false god.
Oh shit. That shit had me crying when I saw that shit, man.
There's some of the acting in like PS2 era stuff is like terribly wonderful.
It's so bad it's good.
Another one in Devil May Cry, which is, I was supposed to be the one to fill your dark soul with light!
And this little echo.
Do you know
I.
Titus from Final Fantasy X? His laughter. Oh god! Like, how did that even get through?
How did they let that slip through the cracks? Fucking.
I'd like to imagine that someone like what I do with audio editing, where I want to copy something. It's like, okay, this is the good piece. This is what I want to hang on to. And I cut it, and I accidentally delete all the good stuff, and I only left the one bad thing. I'm like, fuck!
Fuck!
It's like, I didn't save it. I just have to use it.
Fuck! I didn't want to see Devil May Cry 5, but once I saw what they were doing with it, that's when I was like, alright, bet.
Well,
I'm on board.
I think you more didn't want to see 5 because of DMC. Not
Yes.
necessarily because of how satisfying 4 was. And after 4, I had, no interest in seeing what a 5 was, because I'm like, they screwed up 4 so bad. So it's I would say that's a similar vein, because sure, it's a sequel, but really it's its own story, just using the Halo name.
Yeah.
And then 5 comes out, and it's like, there's glimmers of good, but this is, such garbage.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that's not what Devil May Cry 5 is, because if it's like that, I will never want to see another Devil May Cry game come out.
You hoping it's not like DMC?
I'm hoping it's not garbage.
Doesn't seem like
It doesn't seem like it. I'm hyped for it. I have a couple gripes, but I can look past it because it's my favorite fucking series ever.
That's what I had with Sly 4.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, granted, Devil May Cry, this is going to be its 5th entry, where Sly is going to be its 4th entry, right? I'm wondering if it'll be the same kind of thing, where you'll have gripes, but you'll look past all of it because you just love Devil May Cry so much. But then you play it again, or as time passes, you realize there's more and more stuff, and you're just like, this is the worst game ever. And then another year or two goes by, and you're like, yeah, it's an okay game. It's like I was too harsh on it, but I was also too nice on it.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I was with Devil May Cry 4 when I was playing it. When it first came out, before the special edition and all that shit, when it was just the Xbox 360 version, when me and Tom were having the head-to-head battle of who could beat all the fucking difficulties first, I was just in this fucking groove where I was like, that was the only fucking game I played for 2 months. Just non-stop. I couldn't get enough of that fucking game. It was so good. And, where was I going with that?
I was talking about how it's the best right when it comes out, and then it's the worst, and then it's like, it's okay.
Yeah. And then I was telling you this the other day, how I played the game so much, and I loved it, and I enjoyed my experience with that aspect in that time frame so much that when I went back for the special edition, I played it all the way through up until I did the Credo fight, which was my favorite fight. I rant and rave about it all the time. I did the Credo fight, I beat it, and I stopped. And I'm like, yeah, I've had enough. Like, it was the same game. I still had that same, like, enthusiasm about it. But once I got to the peak of where I knew it was going to be in that aspect, I was like, yeah, I'm satisfied. I don't want to play it anymore. I'm done. I will still hail that game as one of the best hack and slash games ever created, alongside its brethren. But I'm done playing it because I played it so much and I enjoyed it so much. I feel like if I continued, it would soil it for me, like you said. You played it, it's great, it's like, there are gripes, but you can look past it because it's that game, and then you play it again, and you keep playing it, and then you realize that there's more that you don't like about it.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I just want to leave good as it is. And that's the same thing I kind of want to say about 5. We don't know how it's going to be, but if it's good, but there's some issues, I want to play it, enjoy it, leave good as it is, and not see a 6.
You know, well, before I talk about 6, but that's how I feel, because I know one of my favorite series is Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Or Sonic Adventure, specifically. And I know Heroes and Shadow technically aren't Adventure, but they're Adventure. Let's be real, they're part of the GameCube era.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 1, great game. Sonic Adventure 2, favorite game of all time. Sonic Heroes, I have some issues with. Going back when I played Shadow the Hedgehog again, because it's like, that game was so fucking fun. You got to use guns, you got to if you plug a second controller, you play as all the extra characters, all the kind of stages and stuff. Playing it again, there were a lot more issues than, obviously, nostalgia wanted me to remember, and I stopped playing it, because I'm like, yeah, okay, I picked my favorite stages that I remember, and then I stopped.
Yeah.
It's like, that's good. I don't want to not like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go...
Same exact feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, we both got to where we wanted to get to, and then we just called it.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to ruin it for yourself.
No. Why ruin it for yourself?
Yeah. Because, like, I wanted to play through the whole game again, just so I can unlock Son of Sparta mode and have that challenge with Credo again, instead of just having it be a breeze. Just have that little bit of, okay, he's got some fight in him.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that so badly, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. Because I know if I play through the rest of it, and I play through Dante's part, and then I have to do the whole boss rush again at the end of the game, it's not gonna vibe.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same.
So I'll say, now we can finally really talk about Devil May Cry 6. And we only have...
3 minutes.
Not even 2 minutes. Devil May Cry 6. So, without Devil May Cry 5 coming out, with Itsuno going to be leaving, not knowing who the new director is, how the ending is going to be, what characters will be around, all that stuff. Do you think, let's say Dante and Nero are both still alive. Let's say Virgil's not in the picture, right? Do you think they'll focus on Nero? Do you think they'll focus on Dante? Do you think they'll reboot? Do you think they'll do Sparta? What do you think is the most likely thing to happen?
Most likely thing, they're probably just gonna have Dante in as a side character and have Nero be the star. Because that seems to be what they're trying to do now. It seems like they're trying to... I know Dante's gonna have his whole section, but Dante's older. I truly, genuinely feel that Dante's going to either meet his end in this game, or he's just going to call it quits. Like, Dante is done doing his job. And he feels that Nero is the most worthy person to take up the mantle and do his job.
The son of his brother.
The son of his brother, yeah.
It's just fair. I think that makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't want to see him die in this one, because it's like, do they have the balls to kill off such a iconic character? I think not.
I don't think they do, and I think they would rather just have him have a send-off.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm done, kid. Like, that's it.
I could see that. I definitely see that.
I could definitely see that, and I feel like that would be the most likely thing, and just have Dante appear for like a one mission cameo, if that.
Maybe.
Or have him be a playable character in a Bloody Palace of some kind.
I would think he would be an extra character. I feel like when they finally make it just a Nero game, you won't see Dante in that story. At least not for the first endeavor where it's just Nero.
Yeah.
Because initially that was supposed to be 4, and 4 was a lot like Metal Gear Solid 2, where they wanted you to see Dante from a different side. They wanted you to see Snake from a different side, play as the new guy. People hated that so much they let you play as Snake again. Right?
Yeah.
That would be 5 or halfway through 4.
Yeah.
So I could see that. I think I would agree with that. It would be a Nero game, but I would really like to see a prequel. I know you don't want the whole Sparta thing with the mysterious power and what it was really like spoiled. But like with Halo,
because I think that kind of ruins a lot of the appeal, you know.
I want to say it could, because that's kind of how Sly 4 was. You got to play as the ancestors, but it wasn't this. They're not as grand or exactly to what your imagination led you to believe they were.
Yeah.
But it's still a neat experience. Like if you want it, it's there.
But you don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I'm feeling with it. Like I wouldn't particularly mind it, because you did get a taste of Sparta's power in the first game, just a little bit. But as far as that's concerned, making a prequel, I feel like a lot of the grandeur of them, especially the two brothers and now Nero, trying to reach that peak, I suppose subconsciously, just trying to eliminate all the demons and, you know, be the most powerful, quote unquote. I feel like that would just, once you see what the peak was, that kind of ruins it.
I would say if they don't do it right. But I feel like you could do it right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are gray areas there. Like I look at Halo Reach, and Halo Reach does kind of change some things and kind of ruin some things, but it also makes some things even seem more badass.
Yeah.
And I know that's still why I want to see the Pendulum Wars for Gears of War, how much that's mentioned. And you won't have any locusts, but that was 79 years of war.
Yeah.
And with all the technology and shit they've made, they could do some crazy stuff.
Yeah. But as far as that's concerned, I feel like it's like in a horror movie. Once you see what the demon or the bad guy looks like, it's not as scary anymore.
No, because you know what they're.
It's the suspension of disbelief is like, what is that? What is it? What's the limit of what it can do?
Well, I will say it's a bit different in video games than movies.
Yeah. But the same thing. It's like, you know who Sparta was, you know what he did, and you know that his sons are not as powerful as him. You have no idea how powerful he is, but you know that he was extremely powerful. And that suspension, that right there, that gap of not knowing how powerful they are, already makes it like, okay, can they make it there? And if they make it there, will we know? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, once you know what it is, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
It's not as scary in a horror movie aspect. It's not as appealing to watch them grow and get stronger once you know that there is a roof.
It's no longer this aggrandized fantasy. Now it's a statistic. Oh, okay. They met it there. By the age of 32, they're good. They're at their dad's level.
Yeah. And then can they get stronger? I would rather just leave it as ambiguous. You don't know how truly 100% thoroughly powerful Sparta was, and just have them chase it and let them never tell you if they made it or passed it.
And on that note,
I think the sticks click.
do the sticks click with you, Brandon?
I think the sticks click with me.
Do the sticks click with me, Brandon?
Do the sticks click with you, Nick?
I'm like Sparta, you'll never know. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Matt went to sleep a long time ago, and he didn't really... He said basically nothing, right?
Yeah, he was our audience. He was our audience for about 40 minutes.
Hello, audience.
Yeah. All right, I think that's about it.
I'd like to think our podcast helped him go to sleep.
Yeah, just background noise.
Our nice, soothing voices to
Yes.
the viewers.
Of course.
Are they really viewing anything if it's just audio?
I
The
mean,
listeners.
we could always.
Audience.
It would take a really long time, but we could always do like the fact fiend thing and just throw up stuff. But that would take so long, especially for a 2-hour-long video.
Oh god, yeah. No, those videos are only over like 15, 20 minutes long. And then the second part, they usually have like a 5-minute segment. Those parts, no editing to it.
Yeah.
So
I think we could just put the thumbnail there and then put our little logos in the corner to see who's talking.
I could do that. I'll have the logo of Do the Sticks Click. I'll have who's talking, and in the thumbnail, I'll have what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have.
I think
Nero.
a good title for this one would be "The Devils Are Kind of Crying."
That's funny. I like that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to technically podcast 2 of Do the Sticks Click.
Technically, are we
Yeah.
gonna label it 1?
If I don't, there's my phone. You said I should shut off.
Wow! At the very fucking end.
It's probably my mother. Hi, Mom. What's up? Yes, we just finished. We can keep the noise down, Mom. Have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you later. Because technically we didn't stop recording. Here, say hi to the internet.
What?
Mom, say hello.
Hello.
Okay. Bye, Mom. I love you. Gotcha. Goodbye. Do the sticks click with you? Do the sticks click with me? The sticks click the mouse, and this is how I'm gonna hit the stop now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.